Good morning. Thank you for joining us. This is Equa Television. We are live, and the program is Today's Life. And we are grateful because you could do this with us this beautiful morning. And we just hope that you will connect with us. And then what we're going to be discussing today, you will just drop whatever that is in your mind concerning what we're going to be discussing today. Particularly, we'll be discussing life. Normally, days like this, we discuss issues of life. And then in the studio, I have Prudence Burga, I have Jemima, and they are all looking gorgeous. What's the secret? Why are you guys just leaving me behind? Like, I don't belong. I don't understand. Okay, it's God.
Let's join the queue. Let's move together.
Okay. So me, I'm not with God. No, she said I should join the queue.
I mean, leave your queue. Yes, there's a queue that you're not following.
That I'm not following. Okay. We'll continue. I will pick up this later after the show. We'll discuss it. Well, viewer, today we'll be looking at the power of connection. Now we are living in a world that they call it who do you know? Who do you know, in your community? Who do you know at your workplace? Who do you know in government? That's just it. Who do you know? Who do you have? Because in our world today, if you don't have anybody, you are just there, like you are just escorting people that have someone somewhere. Power of connection. Do you have any connection anywhere that we can tap? But for me, I don't have, and that's why I'm asking. If you have one, you can as well ask me so that I will just come and connect. Even though Jamima is telling me I should come and join one queue, I'm considering that. So this is what we are going to be discussing today. The power of connection. What kind of connection do you have? What kind of connection are you bragging with? And let's just look at the world now and then discuss how people look at these connections and then how they brag about it and how they go about it the right way. So this is what we have today, the power of connection. Power of connection. Does it work?
Connection generally is the circle that defines who you are. The kind of people you mingle with, the people you associate and have conversations with, they define who you are. If you say that you are a sincere person, you are someone with dignity and integrity, then you should constantly be found around those caliber of people. If you say you are a drunkard, you are a drug addict and all of that, then those are the kind of people that you would constantly be mingling with, whether you like it or not, until you get to a turnaround where you decide, oh, I am no longer interested in being connected with this kind of people. I want to go this other way. So connection generally has to do with the kind of people you have chosen to associate yourself with. It is not, yesterday we talked about excuse. It is you have chosen to be with them. It is not about, well, I grew up, I didn't go to school, so this is what I have. I grew up, my parents left me, so this is no. It's the kind of people, the kind of things, the kind of situations that you have chosen to associate yourself with. And a lot of times when we mention connection, it is a deliberate thing. You didn't grow up in the midst of dignified people. You didn't grow up in the midst of people with dignity, integrity, and all of that. You walked towards being in that circle. You walked towards being in that group, be it in the workplace or wherever it is you are. It is effort that you put into being with those kind of people, into finding connection for yourself, be it family, be it friends, whatever it is, the kind of group that you belong to. We all went to school, and in schools we can categorically say that there are certain group of people that when you see them, there is a notion that comes to your mind. These ones, they are the bookworms. When they begin to read, they interact together with each other. When you see another and these ones, they are the hoodlums. When they begin to scatter areas and do all manner of things, these ones, they are the ones that will always cheat during exams. These ones are the fashionistas. This one, when you see people, you already know the kind of people they are. So we grew up.
Kind of connect they have.
Yes, the kind of connect they have. So when you surround yourself with the positive people, the people that you cannot even make mistake in their midst, because they will not let you fall. They are always there to encourage you. You cannot fail. You will fail, but you would always stand up to do better, because they are there to give you encouragement. They are there to advise you. They are there to make sure that they are just accountable for each other. When this one falls, they are rallying around him. When this one wins, they are rallying around him. So these are the kind of connections that bring about the best in you. You know, with this kind of people, you cannot just feel. Because you are not only accountable to yourself, you are accountable to this kind of people. So tell me why you would fail when you have the right set of people that you connect with.
It's not possible unless you deliberately...
Yes. Or you deliberately bring in excuses.
Well, the issue of connection, it's basically just the network around you. And when we say network, you have two forms of networks: the closely knitted ones, like she just described, as your companions, your confidants, people that you can confide in, you're accountable to, and they're accountable for you as well. So that's one aspect of it. You can also have a network of professionalism, people that are of the same circle of profession with you, where you learn and unlearn from these people. That's a connection as well. The connection could also be morally or just generally people that you probably don't even have anything together with this person, but the character and all that, this person is there to help you build that. So the person could just be like a mentor, for instance. That's connection as well. That's network, basically. What kind of people do you relate with? What are the people that you have close relationship with? Not really. It's not always that close, but these are the kind of people that you associate yourself with. That's the word I was looking for. People that you can associate yourself with. And more times than not, these people share values with you. Share values. You have to have shared values to have that kind of connection. So, for instance, the illustration she gave of a school, in a school, you know that these people are this is the group of people. Immediately you see them, you've already associated them with reading books and things like that. Sometimes people would just misunderstand that these are the kind of people, and they just say, oh no, these people are just antisocial. That's the problem with them. But it's not that they're antisocial, it's just that whatever fun they want to have is not the kind of fun that people describe. This is their own kind of, this is what gives them joy, this is what makes them them. And these are the decisions that you find that they make similar decisions if faced with the same circumstance. If there's any difference in these decisions they're making, it's a little bit, that's because they're listening to each other and they communicate well. Same thing as a mentor and mentee. Same thing happens. You find that this mentor ends up having the mentee makes a similar decision to what the mentor would have done if he's found in a scenario, in a situation. So your connection, it's an extended representation of you, of the person you are. It's like an extension of that person, your personality. You would find people doing certain things, and when people talk about it, like, no, it's a group he keeps now. It's because these are the people. That's why you're seeing what you're seeing. It's because he works with these people. Or you hear something like, that is this person's disciple. It's this person that is mentoring him. Why do you think he behaves the way he does? This is because your connection is reflecting on your person. The people that you find and you rally yourself around are reflecting on you. For instance, you go into an institution, you get a job in an institution, and you hear people like, "Oh no, it was the director that put him there." It's connection. These are the people that he knows or the people that are around him. And in your connection, your network opens ways for you. Your network could be the reason why you get certain favors. More than favors, your network could be the reason why you get certain opportunities. See, I used two words here. I used favors and opportunities. A favor is that, okay, so although you might not have the complete requirement, I'm doing you this favor so that at the end of the day, this is an opening for you. This favor is creating an opportunity for you. But you see, the one that is an opportunity is that you have proven yourself in a certain field, in a certain area, and this person comes and is like, I think this person, I like recommends you to another person. That's not a favor, that's an opportunity. Somebody creating an opportunity for you. That's someone saying, okay, so I know this position is fit for this person.
Like this person is qualified.
Yes, very qualified. In fact, maybe overly qualified, but this person deserves this position. This is not a favor, this is somebody creating an opportunity because they have proven your worth. And that's network. Someone already knows that you have this worth, and he creates that opportunity for you. So network, connection, network. A lot of times in our community here, especially in the country Nigeria, when you hear connection, everybody just thinks that is a negative thing, or like something that gives you unwarranted favor. And when I say unwarranted, you don't deserve it at all. You cannot even worth it. For instance, a lot of times when you're looking for when the government brings out an opening, and I'm specific about the government because mostly that's where you see things like this. When the government has an opening in any of the arms of the government, any of the sectors, and there's an opening for employment, you hear things like, just apply, although we already know that those that have leg have already gotten the position. Yeah, just apply. Maybe God will favor you. And you hear a lot of things being said like that. Or you hear, do you know anybody that you're applying? Those are questions that keep coming up because over time, people have misused connection and network for their personal gratification. Yes. So you see that, okay, so I have my family member needs to be in this position. Even if he's not qualified, I'll put him there. So even the person that is qualified does not get it. That's because these people have said, okay, let me use my connection. Or you hear things like, yes, I hear that you are opening a position. Please, my son, you remember him now? Yes, his name. Just put him there for me. Just find something for him. Let him do. And tomorrow you see that this person is doing a delicate job because someone called and said, just find a place for him. And he's not fit for that position. That's what certain connections have done to societies.
Could it be the reason why we are where we are today as a nation?
Yes.
And as a community?
Exactly.
Because I like the angle which you came from, putting favor, in its place, putting opportunity in its place, because and I like the way you explain it, like to that smaller particle that you can just swallow without you even taking water. I love that. You see, I want to ask this question. the name, based on your explanation, the name connection, is this something that is bad? Connection.
No, it's not.
Why is it that in this part of the world, once you hear connection, it's being tagged like something that is not right?
It's because of the way people have presented it this whole time. Like when that word connection comes, people tend to link it to negative things. Because they have used connection to do things that are not good. Okay. Like the example she gave.
Connection in the wrong way.
Yes, in a negative way. Like the example she gave. There are opportunities that you need to give to people that
are qualified.
Yes, are qualified for it. But because I want to gain favor from people that I know, I tend to just pick people, whether they have gone to school or not, whether they are qualified or not. I just put them there. Hoping, okay, by the time I am no more there, people that I have helped are already there.
At least they will help my children.
Yes, at least even if I'm no longer alive, they'll help my children and my children's children and all of that. And then people get to lose out. You may go for an interview and they say they need 500 people for the interview, but they already have like 400 names of people. So it's more like they are doing it as a routine, a formality, but they already have their candidate. It shouldn't be so. If you're giving out opportunities, connection shouldn't even come there, because you are giving people that merit it. So you should be able to scrutinize people, credentials, interviews, and all whatnot, and give it to people that really merit it. But we tend to always look for favor, so that is what brings about connection in its negative form.
Yeah. And I just wanted to add to what she said. She talked about merit. More times than not, what connection does is open an opportunity for you to be heard or for you to showcase your talents. That is what it is designed to do. So I have someone, or I know someone, and this person is recommending me for a job. You say, okay, so try this person out. I know this person. I'm convinced that Prudence is the right candidate for your position. And you, as the employer, you call Prudence in for an interview. So you know and validate whether what this person is saying is right or not. This is you making the judgment for yourself at the end of the day, so that you employ me based on my merit, what I merit. But that's not usually what you find. For instance, a lot of us struggled through the institutions in Nigeria. For some people, you see their JAMB result, perfect. You see their WAEC result, awesome. In fact, they go an extra mile, have an echo result, awesome result. They apply for the course of their choice, and they are being given a different course entirely. And you begin to wonder, this person merits it from his papers. It is obvious that he needs to be in that position that he applied for. So why is he not getting it? Then you go to that, exactly, connection. Then you go to that department and you see people who don't even have the qualifications that he has getting that course and doing that course. I know we do have this issue of area of, what do they call it? No, not specialization. It's not accreditation. It's more, okay, so you're from this area, we have this quota that we pick. You're from this area or this state, we have this quota that we pick. You have that. And if you have filled that position with people that actually merit it, then you can push off somebody else.
Quota system.
Yes, yes. We do that. We have that. But you find that this is not about quota system. It's probably your name that somebody is not pleased with and is pushing you to a different place. And this person already has a candidate that will replace you in that position. Or you have that these people already have a list of names that they want to admit into the institution because they kept on getting a call. My child is at home. My child just wrote JAMB. Please include his name. And they include this person's name. And
please, it's law. It's law.
And it's law. Exactly.
It's not law.
And you know that this other person merits it, but you don't even look at him or look into his results or anything, you just push him off to a different
That's
department.
why it has gotten to a stage that if you want to do something, the first question is, do you know somebody?
Yes.
Do you have somebody? And then why will you ask that? We all have God. God is that our person.
automatic
But
connect.
then we have so idolized human beings in certain positions, and the human beings as well, they are looking for their own quota that she mentioned. If I must give Prudence this position, Prudence, what will you give me back in return? That is the whole thing. And you know, a stranger may not want to give you back anything, so you want to bring your own so that that person can also give you back. So we're always
what
looking
do you have
for
on the table? What
yes,
are you
what are you
in
bringing
return?
to the
Then
table?
talking that, then you see now we'll be moving down to the issue of godfatherism.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
But
Yes.
just before we talk about godfatherism, when I went to write JAM, I'm just buttressing on what she said.
Yeah.
When I went to write JAM, I applied for law. Initially, I applied for law. I applied for law in a very really competitive university. And the first question someone asks is, I know you are staying in this community, but do you have somebody in the institution? And I laughed. I'm like, okay, so if I don't get the admission, what's the harm? I'm just trying my luck. Since basically in this country, you live with your luck and your God. Those are the two things that works for you in this country. So you find that the first question that comes to people's mind more times than not is there anybody helping you? I went for the required NYSC core service, and the first question, because the place I also went to was quite competitive, and the first question someone said was, did someone work it out for you? Did someone work it out for you? How did you get to find yourself? In fact, this person goes to the extra mile to say, everybody in this camp, someone worked it for him. And how many were we? This is the first stream. We're over 2,000. The first stream. You're not talking about stream 2. Neither are you talking about the next batch that is coming after us. And you're saying that every single person, someone worked it out for him. In a community of over 2,000 people. So you can just imagine how our country has gone so bad that any small thing that we are trying to do or you want to do, especially if it's with anything that would be prosperous or successful, you are asking who worked it out or who do you have. Same thing, you're talking about godfatherism. That's what's playing out in our politics. It's rare to find someone who comes up without a godfather getting a position.
Major one.
You can't. In fact, you try and find one person. It's like you're looking for a needle in a stack of a specific needle in a stack of needles. That's like a very hard job to do. Exactly, and that's how our political community is right now. It's like anytime somebody is in a position is because someone puts him there. A friend of mine had her father wanted to run for a position, and this man, everybody that wanted to buy, that was vying for the ticket. I remember the correction I was giving on this set. Okay, so everybody that was vying for the ticket from that political party. Yes, from the political party was invited, and this was said to them: this is the person that we are going to fly. This is the person we give him the tickets. So all of you should withdraw. Why would a scenario like this play out if not that this person is going to accomplish something for them? Godfatherism playing out. This person has friends in high places. Because of that, more things fail to work for us, and we come back and we're complaining but it's that our connection, our network is faulty in the first place. If somebody is getting a position of relevance, like a political position, and the reason is because someone put him there, definitely you'll have the issue of the person who plays the piper dictates the tune. So whatever his godfather is expecting him to do is exactly what you will see being played out. It's the reason why you could hear certain sayings like, I put you there. I made you who you are.
Who you are.
And because I made you who you are, you would guilt trip me to do what you want to do. Well, recently, we had a back and forth from one of the governors and a former one of the governors and another person who had already left the seat. Oh, they're doing it again. So crazy. I did not even know that.
Yeah.
And the banter was so hot and boiling, and everybody's wondering, and people like, because they put him in that seat and he refused to do what the person who put him to do is telling him to do. That's why you're having this banter. So this person ends up not doing the job that he is voted into seats, into position to do. I mean, for him to do, he can't do it anymore.
I think connection itself is not a bad thing if the right people that are supposed to connect people and put people where they're supposed to be are doing the right thing.
Yeah, I like the way you phrased it. The right thing, the right people, the right place.
I feel that is how it should be.
Exactly.
And even the Bible encouraged that. Yes, even the Bible encouraged that. And that's where you see the place of mentorship, whereby you see all the apostles, all the prophets, how some other walk through under them. And yes, they walk under them to be where that God placed them. Because you see, the danger of it is that when you have, like, the issue of primaries that you mentioned, like 10-15 people are coming for primaries, and outrightly you are coming and you are telling them this person is the one that will flag the ticket, like before even the primaries.
How do you know that?
And the primaries, yes, the primaries, you have delegates that are going to do the voting. So what are you trying to tell me? That means the delegates have been bought already. They are being told already. Yes, and then if you look at it, that's the reason why you find out that even the ESCOs coming from what level are being selected by certain caliber of people, that okay, this position and this position you are giving me, all they want, they are targeting time of primaries so that they will control how many delegates. Because in the ESCO, in let's say 7 ESCO, and I have 4, right, in control, and during the primaries, I know there is going to be 4 delegates from each person, and I have 4 already in the ESCO. So you do 4 times 4. That's the number of delegates I'm having. So that's the number of delegates that person will control. Because if you tell the person you brought, and said, okay, I brought you, and I want to control the delegates. So bring delegates that you can control. Nominate people that you know you can control. So I will control you plus the delegates that you recommend, because they are my lineage. So from there you will hear, okay, this is where the vote is going. If you say this is where the vote is going to the right person, I don't think it's something bad.
I think
like you are just saying, look at this person, his capacity is somebody that can deliver. Can all of us agree together and say this is where we are going, but not just outrightly say that this is what will happen, so all of you should go to hell. They don't care whatever you are bringing on the table. They have made their selection. So it's just like that. That's the reason why you hear they are saying the party system has been hijacked. You will hear things like that. If you hear a politician saying that it has been hijacked, that means one person is controlling the entire resources, whether manpower and the rest, in the political party.
Exactly what you're saying. I think that network and connection is just supposed to open places for you. For instance, illustration.
And make things better.
Yes, illustration, vivid illustration. So we all know the story of Joseph and how Joseph came to the prison. But from the prison, he became the prime minister. That's something that you would not expect. This is somebody that, in our world today, he has prison history, ex-convict.
Let's put it that way.
Exactly. But this is someone that was called because someone recommended. Okay, so I met this person in the prison, and this person is the person you need right now to solve the problem that you're having. That was simply it. It was about opening a position for Joseph. It was about opening a favor. No, not a favor. Opening an opportunity for him to present himself and to give out what he can do. For me, that's what connection, your network, is supposed to do to you. Recently, someone was supposed to go for an interview and she did not go for the interview. But then someone else came to come and call her and tell her that, oh, so why didn't you go for the interview? And she said she had some things and calendar was just not working well for them. And they said, do you have any idea why they called you? That's because the name on your CV opened the arena. Someone said, if this man has a daughter like this, that means this daughter would have character. So that is what I need. I need character in my organization. That was an opportunity for her to come and give and show, okay, so that means it just opened an ear for him. He turned his attention. I want to see what you have to give. And a lot of times that's what people fail to do. When connection is being opened like this, it's supposed to be an opportunity for you to showcase who you are, what you're worth. It's supposed to be an opportunity for you, not a favor that you do not merit.
And this connection, it starts from the very, very little things.
Yes.
This whole primary service is a very big one. Something as little as joining a queue to collect food. People are already doing all manner of things in doing that. Hey, I was here before you. No, I did not come here. No, I have not eaten since yesterday. Like something as little as make a straight file and collect this, or getting something for free, or whatsoever it is. You see people going helter-skelter, doing things that are not true. A little queue as bringing out your money from the ATM, it is an issue. A little queue as fetching water is an issue. Just little honesty. And they say little foxes spoil the branch. So if you are able to do these things in your little capacity, then imagine what you will do when you get to the bigger places. Imagine someone as little as a security person in a post is already using his position to bring down people. You don't know where you will be tomorrow. These same people you're bringing down, you're pulling down with your little power, you don't know where they would be in the future. Even those by the roadside that stop vehicles and all of that, you don't know the points that you would stop your superior. You may say things that are not good. You don't know at what point you would stop you would stop and harass someone. Someone stopped someone by the road one day, and he was saying all manner of things, and the person just called their entire superior. And he said, your boss wants to talk to you. He couldn't believe it. And the call he received was just sacking. You're relieved of your position. So imagine this kind of things. Why don't you just be honest in that position that you have gotten? God was not making a mistake when he gave you certain positions. It is for you to do the right thing in the right place to the right people, just like you said earlier on. But a lot of times we feel when we get to certain position, it is our turn. You know, this whole turn by
Yes.
turn
Turn by
something.
turn.
It is my turn to also do what
Put in my
people
people.
have been doing for us. And then you abuse that privilege, you abuse that power. And then when you leave, people barely even remember that you were ever there, because you did not leave any good legacy to be remembered for. But people that stayed in a particular position, no matter how short their stay was, if they have done good things, you will always remember people saying, when this person was here, this was what he did. When this other person was here, this was what he did. But people don't even care about that. All they care about is what they can pack. And a lot of times what they pack, they will not even be able to exhaust it. Their children will not be able to exhaust it. Their grandchildren will not be able to exhaust it. But we don't think of others. We just think of ourselves and the connection that we can form, the negative connection that we can form.
Talking about the negative connection, it reminds me of one story. Like someone was trying to connect, to give someone work, in a bank. The guy didn't read anything banking to start with. So they now called the manager, and then they were asking him, did so person came and met you? He said, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. He said, okay, so how did it go? He said, sir, there's no way we'll give him work. And to start with, he didn't read anything banking, and then like he didn't read anything banking. Secondly, already there's no vacancy. He now say, okay, that's good. He said, okay, so if they remove one person, do you think there will be space? And then the guy said, remove one person. He said, no, sir. He said, no, you didn't understand what I'm trying to say. Like right now, if they remove one person, if they sack, okay, let me put it that way. I think that's the right. If they sack one person, they fire one person, will there be space? Then the thing now dawned on the guy, the manager. He said, sir, sorry, we will see. Let him just come tomorrow and start work on Monday.
So the manager would have been
the one to be sacked. Yes.
So that a space
Yes.
will be created.
Yes. So he will sack the manager so
Put
that
someone that is incompetent.
that is it. So you talk about position, how some people are highly placed, and then they take a place of God, and then they maltreat others simply because of the power they possess at that particular time. And that's the reason why I'm bringing that illustration. Totally somebody that doesn't even like he's not so close to bank, like the banking system entirely, and then you're forcing and the person. But unfortunately, the guy got the job. And that's what some people do. They will tell you that no matter what, like the person will learn on the job.
I think
Yes,
I
you will learn on
heard
the job.
someone
So
say
the errors that he would
They
make
don't care.
I
They
while
just want to
doing the
make a
job.
point.
I
It's not
just
the
heard
issue of
one.
error. He's making a point.
I actually heard of one that said, just find him a place. He will learn the job while he's there. In fact, if there's no place, create one.
That's what the guy just did now. He created one
So-
for the guy,
So,
for him to be sacked.
so you see, I actually wanted to say something, picking from what she said, the illustration she gave. I think that the network is there because, as we've said, the world is human beings are relational beings. So more times than not, you have relationship with people that certain people don't even know that you have relationship with these people. So I think that connection and network is there to be a form of checks and balance. For instance, this illustration she gave, this is someone who was trying to misuse his power at a position, and another person comes across this and goes ahead to talk to the boss, direct boss. It cost him his job, but this just teaches you one thing, that you need to do your best at the position that you are because you don't know who knows who.
Mm.
It was said, as I said, I went to a very competitive, everybody's vying for that. When I went for camp, rather, everybody was vying to be at that camp, to serve in that city. And this happened. When you get to the camp, people are like, be careful, yo, who you are treating. Even the police are like, sorry, the soldiers and the people that are handling, they are careful with how they deal with people because they don't know whose child is who. And the place is like children of one. So you don't even know whose child is who. So you have to tread. It's like you're walking on glass.
Tread with caution.
Tread with caution. If we could all walk like that in our places of assignment, that's really, because you don't know who is watching you, and you don't know who knows who. So you can't just misuse. You can't just, because you see someone wearing a polo shirt and a trousers, and a jean trouser with some sneakers, and you just think, oh, automatically this person is just one. You don't know this person's position. You don't know who this person is. I think a story was told of one who was stopped on the road as well, and this time around, unfortunately for this person, the person he stopped was his boss, and he was trying to do, because we have very large organizations that you probably don't even know your boss. So he stopped his boss, someone way ahead of him.
The commissioner of police that is not wearing anything, he's just on a
mufti. So
and you stop him,
and he does not even have all these in his car. He had nothing. He was just in the car, and this man just wanted to get bribe and other things, and this man looks at him and he shakes his head. Then he makes a call to the regional office and he's like,
come and pick this guy.
Yeah. So this guy,
they don't talk too much.
I know, I don't have strength. I don't even have.
Come and pick this
just
guy.
Pick this guy. And that was all for this person. Another illustration, and more times, it's just unfortunate that it's the uniform people that get this a lot of times.
We see them every now and then.
Yes. Another illustration was that I was coming down from Abuja to Jos, and something like that transpired, because in the taxi, in the car I took to travel, there was a police officer. From the discussion, we've been having discussions in the car, he did not even mention he was a police officer. He did not say nothing. Then we get to a checkpoint, and he goes, and these guys go, where are the papers and all that? This was something that was not needed. And because there was no overload, there was no reason why the car was stopped in the first place.
Delay tactics.
Yes.
Just
to zap something from the driver.
Like,
because he knows that this is public transport. And this man just goes down and tells them, there's this word they use to identify military versus military. And they turn, who are you? Identify yourself. Then he brings out his card. If you see the way they just started doing, good day, sir. We're sorry, sir. You can go, sir.
So why go through all of that stress? You can easily just do the right thing. And you even get salutation for that. Hey, well done for this. But why do you don't even have to know somebody before you do anything good for that person. A lot of times when you know somebody and you do something good, it is tagged as pretense, or you're faking it because I know Prudence is this, she's this, I know Solomon Sambo is this, so I'm doing this to get favor. So you don't even need to know anyone to do the right thing. Just do the right thing to whoever, wherever, and at any point in time, because that is what should be expected of you. So imagine if these people you just gave the illustration on, if they were doing the right thing, this man won't even need to come out and say anything, and he would
commend them.
Yes, probably he may even want to check their name and recommend the services that they rendered. But a lot of times we want to be supervised before we do what is right, and others, even when they are supervised, they don't care. It is what they want to get that they get at the end of the day.
And you see what I was saying, that's why I said it's like the connections we have is a form of checks and balance for the society.
Mm.
So when you know that you're doing the right thing, you're doing it with your head held high, that even if anybody is seeing you or not even seeing you, you know that you are guilt free.
Mm.
But some people have so killed their conscience that even with the checks and balances, even with stories of someone's downfall, you keep thinking that this would not happen to you. And you go ahead and continue doing the wrong thing. But that's why connections are here for us. It's like, it's a form of check and balance. I'm saying it again. If you've studied government, you understand that this person checks what this person is doing, and this other checks what the other person is doing. So basically, everybody is just checking so that you are
doing the right thing.
doing the right thing.
Mm.
So there's balance in the society, and that's what connection does as well. So there's balance in the society. You can't know everybody. You cannot know every opportunity that is being opened. But this person is there in position just to call out your name and say, listen to this person, or to call you and say, apply for this position.
There's this opening.
There's this opening, and I think this works with what you have done. And it's just there to create that balance. We always talk about balance when we're talking about ourselves, our personal, how we're building ourselves and creating balance. But we also forget that we are agents of balance in our society. If we have evil being perpetuated at every corner, nook and cranny of our community, we should be those agents of good to perpetuate good in every corner, nook and cranny in our society. So basically, that's what connection is supposed to do. The power of connection is that connection is there to create a good atmosphere in the society. More times than not, we use it for the wrong means, and just like we've established on this show, especially in this our beautiful country, we love our country, but sometimes we just have to pinpoint the wrongs and the ills that are going on, so we can be able to arrest them from our corners. If we start from today to be accountable in our positions, to be accountable, so even if you went to that position based on wrong connection, now you've heard us, please go ahead and start doing the right thing. If you don't even know what you're supposed to do in the first place, do one of two things: either go ahead and learn, or resign.
Thank you.
Please. One of two things. I'm going to say it again.
Yes.
Now that you're in that position and you don't merit it, do one of two things: go ahead and learn it. Learn it the best that you can. So that you merit the position, or resign. And I'm very keen about the resignation. Resign before things get out of hand. It's
this
just
part
really
of the
important.
world, in Africa, get to a position and resign. Anyway,
It's actually a tough nut to chew.
Yeah,
You rarely find someone resign.
but we are hopeful. We are
But-
hopeful.
But you see, this just made what the statement you just made just reminded me. We're talking about the political system in Nigeria and how you find people in positions because someone put them there. You find that even if someone put someone there in other faces of the world, if this person is incapable of doing what he's supposed to do in that position, you hear issues of people resigning because the community will call them to book. But you see, even our community is not a network enough to call people to book. So we need to build that network well, so that our voices are one.
You need to build that connect.
Yes.
That network.
That connects. We need to build it so that our voice is one. When we are all speaking against the ills, let us all talk about the against the ills. So that this person will understand that people are not just dumbly following him, but they are expecting something in return. And that's the only way we can actually create the best balance in our community.
Sure. Thank you, Project.
Whatever position you find yourself, do the right thing. Because you were not there yesterday, you will not be there tomorrow. So do the right thing. Make the right connections. Put the right set of people there. create the best network that you can.
Create the best network that you can. Yes, I think the, the 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 best connect that you have is that connect that lies that connect that you find in Jesus Christ. I think that's the best connect that you can ever find. And if you are looking for connect, look for that connect, because that connect is the father of all connect. So I think if you have that, you have everything. Even though it doesn't work like the way our own connect work, but it's the best connect. I'm assuring you, if you have that connect, you will never regret. You will never regret, because anyone with Jesus, that's everything. That's everything. So Prudence, Jemima, thank you so much for doing this with me today. Yeah. And then, so sorry we couldn't take your comment on our social media handle. We trust us that tomorrow we are going to take those comments. I assure you. Like I assure you. So thank you so much for giving us your time. Thank you for doing this with us. Let's do it tomorrow, same time, same station. Thank you, and bye bye. God bless.